Hey, welcome to a brand new edition of The Rundown with Ramon. My name is Ramon Ray, your host and publisher of zoneofgenius.com. Thanks for joining me here for another day, another amazing episode of The Rundown with Ramon. And the topic of the day today in The Rundown with Ramon show is, are you too thirsty? And I'm going to explain that in a bit, but are you too thirsty? Are you too desperate to get to where you want to get that you miss the steps you need to do on the journey of success because you're too thirsty? In addition to that, some headlines of the day today, and always what we can learn from the headlines. We're going to talk about this. Cloudflare issues another fix for major outage. Sometimes you got to keep fixing, got to keep tinkering with things to make them right. Don't panic, but fix it. Netflix buys Warner Brothers Discovery in a $72 billion deal. The startup that was desperate for Blockbuster to buy it, Blockbuster's gone. Online streaming media is now consuming traditional media. Who would have thought Netflix would be buying Warner Brothers Discovery? Another headline of the day, Amazon considers ending a partnership with USPS. I think this will do harm to the United States Postal Service, but the market is the market. It's what it is, supply and demand. But it shows you that sometimes you got to end a partnership. Sometimes partnerships have to end. We're going to talk about that and more today. And again, welcome to a brand new edition of The Rundown with Ramon, brought to you by our friends at Bitdefender. Are you securing your business as secure as you should be securing it? When you think about it, when you park your car, boop, boop, you lock your car so thieves can't break in. Everybody's not a criminal, but you lock your car so that the few people who may want to do harm to your car, so that your car is protected, your vehicle is protected. When you go home at night, when you leave your house or go home, you lock the door of your house, click, click. Is your small business protected? Do you have two-factor authentication installed? Is your business protected? Are you being alert for ransomware? Are you educating your staff on what not to click and being careful? If you are attacked, if you get intruded upon, do you have software that can alert you to it? Do you have a password manager? All these things and more are so important. These are things you can do. And I encourage you to check out our friends at Bitdefender, bitdefender.com/Ramon, bitdefender.com/Ramon. You want to check that out to make sure your business is as secure as possible, and download Bitdefender's small business security solutions at bitdefender.com/Ramon. Also, while you're here, I encourage you to check out zoneofgenius.com. Don't miss out. If you're not signed up to zoneofgenius.com, you are missing out on the insights that we have at zoneofgenius.com. And lastly, remember, if you want to work with me, you're like, man, Ramon Ray, I've been listening to you for a minute. I want to work with you. Can you help me grow my business? Well, I can. I have a brand new offering, which is launched. We're scaling to 100 people. Office Hours with Ramon. You want to check that out at RamonOfficeHours.com. RamonOfficeHours.com, where Ramon will mentor you. Ramon will coach you. Ramon will help you grow your business in marketing and sales and branding and personal branding and all the digital tools and social media, live streaming and more. I will pour this into you. So you want to check out Office Hours with Ramon at RamonOfficeHours.com. RamonOfficeHours.com. With that, let's begin today's episode of The Rundown with Ramon. And Ayanna is here of The Musical Web. Ayanna, thanks for being here today. You can check out what Ayanna is doing at themusicalweb2bs.com, themusicalweb.com. Check out what Ayanna is doing at The Musical Web. So let's dive into it today. Ding, 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 ding. Tip number one is asking yourself the question, are you too thirsty? And here is what I mean. And here's what I mean, are you too thirsty? Sometimes we are so desperate to get to the next point. We're so desperate to get somewhere. We're so desperate, let me talk more plainly, to make the sale that we skip the steps needed to really get to the sale. And we're wondering why we're not making more sales than we could, because we're skipping steps needed to get to the sale. One, we're often not prepared when the time comes. We're not prepared to represent our brand, represent ourselves. We're not prepared when the time comes, so we miss the sale. Number two, we're so desperate to make the sale that we miss. Did we even build trust with the person who we want to sell to? Did we even build trust? Number two. Number three, did we even take the time? Are we building a awareness machine to get attention for our brand so people even know we are? If people don't know who you are, they're not going to buy from you because they don't even know you exist. Are you making your own luck? Sometimes nobody's going to hire me. Nobody's doing this for me. And maybe the thing is, you're not in the right rooms. You're not in the right place. You're not doing the things you need to do to be at the the level you need to be at because you're not in the right place. And that's not anybody's fault but yours. I say make your own luck. I do believe in luck. I believe in serendipity, as it were. But I believe when you're in the right room with the right people and you're all doing more or less in the right place, that's when more luck happens. For example, you want to sell water bottles to high school students. If you're in senior citizens' homes, there's no high school students there. Yeah, they can buy for their grandkids. But the point is, you need to be in the room with there's high school students and sell them water bottles. This is part of don't be so thirsty that you miss the step to get ahead. So are you making your own luck? Number 5 or 6, are you adding value? Are you so thirsty to make the sale that you haven't even taken the time to add value first, which goes back to the aspect of building trust. Alexandria Nicole, glad to have you here. Thanks for being here, Alexandria. If y'all want to check out what Alexandria Nicole is doing, an amazing human, you want to check her out at Elevate Your Growth, EYGEvents.com. Elevate Your Growth is in the house, EYGEvents.com. Check her out, EYGEvents.com. By the way, I'll be hosting the Scale with Stability Summit coming up in April at a big event with about 1,000 people. You definitely want to join me there, scalewithstability.com. Check me out also at the Youth Leadership Conference, IYMS, Inspiring Youth on a Mission to Success, IYMS.world, and see me at CreativeCon coming up as well in April, CreativeCon with an 8.com. So the question I was bringing up today is, are you too thirsty? Are you so thirsty to get to level 5 that you're trying to skip through level 2, 3, and 4? And often it doesn't work out that way. This is the message of the day today. Are you not making your own luck? Are you not showing enough value? Are you not prepared when the time comes? Are you not doing what you can to build attention for your business? Are you not building enough trust in your brand that people want to work with you? And when you show up, are you not showing up the proper way? These are things I found that because we're so desperate, because we're so thirsty, we miss opportunities for growth in our business and or our brand. This is why many of us are missing out, not because people don't like you, not because people are discriminating against you, not because people are racist, not because of those things. No, it's because you're not ready. You're given the mic, you're given the chance, and you stumble. Now, we all stumble. Donnie McClurkin says what? We fall down and we get up. We fall down and we get up. But a saint is just a sinner who's fallen down. Doesn't stop there. And got up. Get back up again. Okay, let me stop. Point is, so we all have a growth part we need to do. But I encourage you, if you're not implementing those 5 or 6 things, this means you're too thirsty, and this means the opportunities you seek may be going right by you because you're too thirsty, you're too desperate. Now, you may be saying, Ramon, but I thought you'd given messages on the power of desperation. Yes, there's the good desperation that we can have. But I'm talking about when you're too desperate, and you're not able to grow. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is a brand new edition of the Rundown with Ramon. You're hearing the sound of my voice. And by the way, kudos to this community. We are growing. Spotify sent me some of the growth stats, and I was honored to see the Rundown with Ramon show podcast is growing. Zoneofgenius.com is growing. Our email newsletter is growing. Our YouTube is growing. Are they smaller than many others? Absolutely. But they're growing, people. They're on the up trajectory. Why? Because I keep showing up. And again, thanks to our friends at Bitdefender who are making that possible. Bitdefender.com/Ramon. Bitdefender.com/Ramon. Thanks to our friends there who are making that possible. So I encourage you to not be so thirsty. Ding, 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 ding. Cloudflare. Headline of the day, Cloudflare issues a fix for another major outage. Now, Cloudflare has some technical problems with their platform, and they're fixing it. What's the lesson of the day for you? What is the nugget for you? Here's the gem. Even if things don't work out, don't stop there. Make sure you fix the problem. Make sure you check with your customers to make sure they're happy with the fix you did. And then make sure you tell customers and tell the world, we fixed it, we're okay. One of the number one things you can do in your business is be a trust builder. Continue to build trust in your business. Cloudflare stumbled. Cloudflare lost trust. Cloudflare had a hiccup. There was a bug and other things, an issue that knocked out several major websites a few weeks ago. But they fixed the issue. It happened about 2 weeks ago. So you don't cry and go into a hole and disappear. No, you show back up again and say, we fixed the issue. We're back. Things are okay now. And you keep communicating. Don't not communicate with your customer base. Be a communication machine to communicate with your customers, to communicate and showcase to them that you have value, that you're listening to their needs, that they can still trust in your brand. This is what Cloudflare is doing and what you need to do as well. Ding, 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 ding. Big news of the day, $72 billion news. Netflix buys Warner Brothers Discovery. The streaming giant has agreed to buy Warner Brothers Discovery in a $72 billion cash and stock deal, the company said Friday. Warner Brothers Discovery will spin off its cable channels as planned before the sale is finalized. The bidding war was a heated one, with Paramount accusing the company on Thursday of showing favoritism. And the bad feelings aren't likely to end anytime soon, lawmakers said. And industry groups such as the Directors Guild of America have already raised antitrust concerns. Paramount, it seems like, wanted to buy the company, but Warner Brothers chose Netflix. Now, who would have thought that a company like Netflix that was begging for Blockbuster to buy them, nobody knew about, had CDs via mail, but they innovated, they kept at it, and now they're buying Warner Brothers for $72 billion, probably one of the biggest deals in cinema and media history. What is the lesson we can learn from this? What is the lesson we small businesses, we entrepreneurs, we startups, what can we learn from this? Well, it's the power of persistence. It's the power of the underdog will win. It's the power of don't give up. It's the power of keep adding value, keep building the business you're building and let that grow. And with the money you have, seek ways that you can make an investment. Seek ways that you can do other things to grow and add value. Don't give up. Don't stop, Alexandria. Don't stop, Ayanna. Don't stop those listening to us today live. Don't stop, because your turn will come. If you keep adding value, you keep being persistent, you keep showing up, you keep serving the current customers you have and thinking, how can you grow? How can you scale? Amazon considers ending partnership with USPS. This is interesting. United States Postal Service, the big juggernaut of all things shipping. And now who would have thought that Amazon, which started selling books, would be cutting into USPS? Amazon is the USPS's biggest customer at over $6 billion in annual revenue, and ending the arrangement could wreak havoc on the agency's finances. Lesson learned for us smaller businesses: one, be careful of having a big customer financing everything you're doing. Be careful. It may not be the best option for you. Number two, this is another example of keep going, keep going. Who knows that you may be small today, the snarly, gnarly little one, but a few years from now, as you're growing and growing and growing, you may be the biggest dog in the room. USPS, don't sit on your laurels. The biggest shipping company in the world, United States Postal Service, at one point probably, shipping the most mail, biggest carrier, government finance, government helped. And now they're teetering, they're tottering. $6 billion? The story says they're going to wreak havoc on what the USPS is doing. Oh, wow. Cliff Ravenscraft. Cliff, man, having you here is so special. Cliff is the OG of so many things, content and more. NSA, or National Speaker Association, more. Cliff, having you here on my show, you made my day. Cliff Ravenhalf, thanks for being here, man. Thanks for showing up. Appreciate you being here. The value you add to the world. You go live so much and just say, hey, who wants to talk to me? So I appreciate that, Cliff, very much. So this is what I got for you today. Let me recap. We talked about stop being so thirsty. And if you want to get that full article, that full insight, you don't want to miss out, I encourage you, sign up at zoneofgenius.com. Just go to zoneofgenius.com. Right there at the top, you can find a way to subscribe, zoneofgenius.com, so you can get this insight on don't be too thirsty. Number two, talked about Cloudflare. Didn't talk about them, the technology company, but they stumbled, they fall, they messed up, but they're telegraphing, they're building trust, and you need to do that as well. Netflix buys Warner Brothers Discovery for $72 billion. The underdog is now the conqueror. Same story here with Amazon ending its partnership with USPS. And the nugget there I do want to talk about, sometimes partnerships have to end. Things don't stay forever. Sometimes partnerships do have to end. Sometimes partnerships do have to stop. It's not working out as you think it would, or things change, the economy changes, relationship changes, the goals change. This is why partnerships should have an expiration date. Hey, let's revisit this in 6 months. Let's revisit this and see what we can do from this in 6 months. Let's revisit this idea. All partnerships may not last forever. Some may. But have an exit clause and don't take things personally. This is a business. Everybody, my name is Ramon Ray. This is the Rundown with Ramon, reminding you I want you to be safe. I want you to be safe, have two-factor authentication enabled. I want you to educate your staff, educate yourself. Be cautious what links you click, what websites you go on. Malware is real, ransomware is real, phishing is real. People want to attack small businesses, and stop saying we're too small. We don't need to think about this. You need to think about this today, from the first day you open your business or even before you open your business. Go to bitdefender.com/Ramon. Do me a favor. Do that. Can you do that right now? Go to bitdefender.com/Ramon and make sure that your small business is secure. Check out my friends at Bitdefender. I think that's a wrap. This is the Rundown with Ramon. If you have a question, have a comment for me, want to ask me a question, feel free to put it in the chat and I will answer it. Thank you, Alexandra Nicole. Appreciate you being here so much. But if you have a question before we go, I will answer that question. But this is the Rundown with Ramon. Ask your question. I'll be back in 2 seconds. And you know what? I'm thinking of having a longer show. I'd like your vote or input as you're hearing this and as you think on this. Should this show be a full half an hour? Sometimes it is, and I think half an hour is good, though. I wonder, should it be an hour? I don't think it could be an hour just like this. I may have to add some creatives and bells and whistles and maybe bring in co-hosts, things of this nature. So we'll see. We'll see. But as I think about the show in 2026, where it should go, what it should be, how I can best serve are some things I'm thinking at. I'd love your input on that. Ooh, I love this question. Alexandra Nicole, she's jumping in on Q&A time. What's been the greatest lesson you've learned in business so far? You know what, Alexandria? Thank you for that question. I'm going to keep this up here, Alexandra Nicole. You take a screenshot of that. Let's share it out to your community, EYG. But the biggest lesson I've learned in business, and I've learned a lot of lessons, but I think it's in recent days. In order for me to scale, in order for me to grow, and grow from a $200,000, $300,000 business to going to $500,000 to $800,000 across $1 million in business, not only do I have to build in systems and processes in my business, but I also have to hire the right team members to do it, the right people to do it, and I have to delegate to those people to let them help the business grow. This is the number one thing I'm learning. I cannot grow being just a solo entrepreneur by myself with a bunch of freelancers around me, having 20, 30 freelancers. It doesn't work that way. The next step for me is I need to hire probably an operations manager who can help me grow the business. That's what I need to do next, because I'm just not getting it done. And I'm being a stumbling block to my own business. So that's what's next for me. I have one in mind already. Talking to her, I've known her for years. The trust is built, and probably will hire her next, whether this year or 2026. But that's the biggest lesson I learned. I love this. Thank you, Alexandra Nicole. And if y'all don't know, Alexandra Nicole is a friend of mine, and she's growing her community at Elevate Your Growth, EYGevents.com. And we're in talks to do some cool things together. You know, I'm just going to call it out. We're in talks for me to be part of her community. We're figuring out how that can add the most value to her and to, not just to her, to elevate your growth. So you want to check out what they're doing at EYGevents.com. It's very simpatico to what I want to do. I want to bring to people together. I want to attend events. I want to share the stuff you're seeing me do. I want to do it to more people. And any way I can leverage and connect with others who have a community and add value to them, it's just easier to do. Why am I going to have to grow my own community and do that if I already have an amazing queen like Alexandra Nicole doing something there, and I can add value? I can bring some broccoli and bring some carrots and bring some potatoes to the soup she's already building, and I can help us both grow. So that's what we're figuring out. All right, everybody, have a blessed, beautiful day. Thanks, Alexandra, for being here. Thank you, Cliff, for being here. Thank you, Anna, for being here. And the many who are in the listening lounge on Twitter, which is not tracked here, and LinkedIn and on YouTube and more, which are listening to the Rundown with Ramon show. Be blessed. Have an amazing day. Thank you so much for being here.